day we get this damn dyno tune done. So this is the new feed line I just ran. The problem is on the boost, it was pushing too much PSI to the turbo. So right now I'm blowing out the seal. So right now I'm just put a restrictor in and this gauge, so this way I can just watch it. The line is a little long, so if this process works, then I'll just buy shorter lines. And also I'll be installing this boost gauge. It's just not the fancy AEM one, but it should do the trick. Okay, so hopefully this is the final section in the wiretuck for this car. So in this video I'll be covering over right here. This is finishing the wiretuck for the headlights, the horn, everything. So what I did is I got another car that was parting out. I was able to get the actual OEM connectors using these wires, so I can splice them into this. Granted, I didn't have to do this, but by doing it this way, I think it will look a lot cleaner. So that's the reason why I'm doing it. So this should be fixing that. Then I move on to that side, and maybe when everything the car's getting tuned, everything is done, then once I know it's running, then we'll start on the actual engine harness, because I did pick up a second engine harness that I'm gonna clean up and just make an actual OEM tuck harness and look a lot better. So far there's not a lot of wires, but if I could get rid of like this cluster back here, move it somewhere or move it out of sight, then I think that will be a lot more to my liking. But that's what the pipe looks like, the charge pipe. So it's a pretty small routing, comes right there straight into the intercooler, and the intercooler from the turbo from there right to there. That's it. So that's all the piping on this car. So thanks for watching so far. I know it hasn't been very instructional, but it's a lot showing what I've been doing with the cars. So we have the wires cleaned up, all the headlights work. I just gotta get a bigger sleeve clip and bolt this on, hold this up, this side of the way. I left this connector here because I don't know what it's for, and these two are just for the fuel pump, sorry, for the oil pump, and I'm just gonna take care of those. So far everything else is on. So a little update. So this is the other partner that needs to get his car put on the road, so this way we could go get that tuned together. So we're working on this right now, and then once we put the tire, we're gonna undercoat the bottom a little bit, because our plan is to get everything tuned by the end of the month, next month. So that's in August. So hopefully, if things go well, both cars will get tuned by then. Man, go light, bro. Light coats. That's
what a clean engine bit looks like.
Big ass turbo. So we're back working on the Accord again today, and as stated before, we're going to clean up these little loose wires right here. Right now I'll be wiring up the boost solenoid. So basically one wire goes to a 12 volt switch positive, and the other one goes to, I believe, A11 on the ECU pinout. So it doesn't say which one, so I think it doesn't matter. So right now I'm just going to run the wire, and I'm using the wire from the old harness I took off for the ABS setup. So I'm using stuff like this, like pretty thick gauge wires, run the whole length of the car, and this should be good. So this is one of the reasons why I like, when I took out this wire, I get to use factory OEM wire. old soldering iron right here. So there you go. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna run these on, heat shrink them, and then I'm gonna put the braided line over everything, and then just route it underneath here and then into the cabin. So I tried to make it a little fancy. I did a little twisted drill thing, and I mean, it is what it is. So now I'm just putting the loom on, and then we're just gonna wire it up to where it needs to be, and then we'll just keep adding to the second section. Okay, so the loom is on, and I'm just gonna heat shrink this section onto it, and that should provide a pretty good appearance wise. Okay, so more or less this is where the fitting is gonna be. I'll bolt it right here, and inside, so it should be staying right there, have access to fresh air, and still be close enough to the turbo to where I won't have any issues. So I may have to get some shorter lines, but you know, for right now it'll work. Okay, so the right hole has been drilled. This is a 3/8, I believe. So now I'm just gonna put it on, tighten it up from inside, so I can bolt this solenoid in place. There she is. That's all there is to it. And that's where it'll sit. Just gotta tighten it down, then it shouldn't really move. So right now I'm in the car. I'm on S Manager right now. I'm trying to test out the wideband, just make sure everything's correct. I hooked it up to A11 and a 12-volt source, so I'm going to be doing a test right now. So this is how I'm testing the system. I'm in parameters, then I went to the map sensor section, hit the replace map sensor. I put a HUD at 7 bar, and now once the car is on, it should be making noise. So the humming noise, that means the wiring was correct, A11 is working. So now I'll just go back in here, change everything back to a 3-port. Crap. Change everything to a 4-port. Sorry, and just upload it back to the system, and that's it. So that's it for today. Everything's hooked up. Here's the front. Finally got the hood latch in place, so everything's secured. So it's looking like a car again.
I live inside my own world of make-believe.